History in Motion is proudly brought to you by Midas Sport and its associated sponsors. A chilly June morning welcomed the drivers as they arrived at Zwartkorps for round 3 of the Midas Historic Tour. Freezing fingers were busy prepping cars in anticipation of rising temperatures on the track. Before the action begins, let's get to grips with the track.
Okay, I'm talking through a lap of Zwartkorps. Come over the start-finish line, entering turn 1, it's at the 4th gear corner in my car, dab the brakes and turn in, brake hard, back down to 2nd gear for the hairpin, which tend to go in fairly deep, and turn late to try and apex late to straighten out for the next section of the track. Up to 3rd gear, into turn 3, this is a flat out corner, try and apex a bit late and straighten out the track as far as possible. Then this section of the track to 4th gear, flat out 4th gear all the way to turn 4. At turn 4, just a dab of the brakes and turn in fairly late. Also apex late as possible and straighten out the corner as far as possible. From the next stretch is in 4th gear all the way up the hill, where there's a hard braking section down to 2nd gear, where you do turn 5 and then accelerate hard to turn 6, brake again, turn into turn 6 in 2nd gear, around turn 6, and then as exit turn 6 to 3rd gear, into turn 7, and then down into 4th gear, down the hill, hard braking back to 2nd gear, turn into turn 8, which is a fairly tricky corner. It has a rumble strip on the exit. You tend to try and get it just on the inside of the rumble strip, or otherwise straddle it with the car over the start-finish line.
The action began with the Sabat Lotus Challenge. After the demolition derby that was Midval, all but one of the 9 damaged cars is grid-ready thanks to a great deal of hard work and spare parts. Rob Gearing, however, wasn't home free.
I never have problems, there's only solutions. The water temperature was basically shooting up and down, which means there's an airlock. And when we were bleeding it out now, this is stripped, so we'll just have to fix it.
Problem solved. Rob heads off to the pre-race paddock.
The last time you'll have seen number 12, it was heading into turn 4 backwards, having hit the wall, and unfortunately Rob Gearing and myself had a bit of a coming together, and we both took a lot of damage from that event, and it's been a race against the clock, I think, for both of us to get running again. We've actually had to replace the complete chassis. The guys at Action Race Boys, Ryan and Wayne, did a magnificent job in really no time flat, getting a completely new car built around a new chassis. I think we're going to have a great race.
Let's hope that is exactly what we do have. Birthday boy Clippy's Kricher heads up the field in his Class A car, while Jeff Gable leads the pack of Class Bs. Rob Gearing, with his problem solved, lines up in 6th, while row 5 is an all-Neil affair, with Neil Delata and Neil McLeod filling the spots. Clippy's Kricher didn't take up his pole position and will start from pit lane. The lights go out and 36 Lotuses hit the throttle and aim for turn 1. The number 20 car of Lauren Muller seems to have problems though, and it looks like her race is over before it even started, with clutch issues forcing her to the sidelines. James Forbes was another first lap casualty with a gearbox failure, sending him to the pits. Despite his pit lane start, Glenton Rebello in his Class X experimental car made short work of picking his way through the field. Glenton is developing this car as a proposed replacement to Class A in 2015. It is designed to be a more affordable alternative with just as much power and thrills. Jeff Gable and Etienne Stradom were waging a battle for second as Glenton eased away. Further down the field, there was a fantastic battle raging as Sean Hewitt, Neville Reed, Fred Alberts, Anton Goose and Jonathan Clapp jostled for position. They may not have been fighting for class honors, but that didn't seem to matter, as the action on the track certainly got their pulses racing. Clippy's Cricher may have taken a bit longer than Glenton, but he has steadily made his way through the field. On turn 2, he makes his move and passes Jeff Gable to move into second place overall. Glenton Rebello's Class X prototype has shown its potential as he crosses the line to take the checkered flag. Is this a sign of things to come from this car? Confirmation of the results then, Clippy's Cricher takes second, Etienne Stradom holds on to take fourth ahead of Rob Gearing, while Derek van der Merwe stays ahead of John Glover for seventh. The battle of Class B, though, was between these four gentlemen.
It was absolutely awesome. Today I did my personal best. Actually, I think all four of us did. And it was very, very close. We were swapping positions, except for Sean. He was a little bit ahead of us, so we battled to catch him, but it was a lot of fun.
Towards the end of the race, I had Anton coming up behind me. He was catching me pretty quickly, with a little bit of defensive work, and yeah, made it to the finish.
I couldn't get him. If we had one more lap, maybe, but you drove really good.
It's always like that. We need one more lap.
For me, also a personal best. And if you make one little mistake, a small mistake, somebody's passed you. It's that close.
It's great to have my reliability back at least. Johan kept me very honest. I had a bit of a brake overheating problem at the end. I think he smelled it and kept the pressure on for me.
The last lap, I was on the back of him, but I didn't manage to pass him. Race 2, we'll be next to each other again. It's going to be interesting.
Bring it on, I'm ready.
We are all ready for some more great action as race 2 of the Sabat Lotus Challenge gets underway. In an unusual turn of events, the three fastest cars in the field, namely Glenton Rebello, Clippy's Cricher and Anton Muller, decided to start from the pit lane. This would mean they have to pick their way through the field if they're to take the top steps of the podium. Continuing on his form from race 1, Jeff Gable moves into an early lead. After a sluggish start, John Glover in his bright yellow steed has a look up the inside of Neil Delata and makes his move as they head up to turn 5. Rob Gearing, not content to sit behind Jeff Gable as he did in race 1, makes his move down the inside and slips into the lead on turn 6. Neck and neck they head into turn 8, and unstable Gable is anything but that as he accelerates down the front straight and retakes the lead. Further down the field, after starting at the back due to her problems in race 1, Lauren Muller is working her way up, while husband Anton picks his way through following in her tire tracks. Novice driver Andre Darfel in his 86 is not making life easy for her as he protects his position and makes his car as wide as possible, much to the frustration of Lauren. This hold-up allows Anton to catch her and go past. Eventually, though, Lauren does get past and continues to work her way up the field. Ben Knight, on the other hand, found himself taking an excursion into the kitty litter as the car oversteered in turn 5. Never fear, the Zwartkorps marshals were close on hand to help him get back onto the track and racing. Finley finds himself being turned around by all the action in this Lotus race, but gets himself back on track and continues. John Glover and Jeff Gable are battling it out for 4th position, but they're being hunted down by Clippy's Kricher, who, after starting in the pit lane, is working his way up to the front of the pack and keeping his eye on the Class X car of Glenton Rebello in the lead. Today, the Lotus Challenge drivers are remembering a very special person to their club, Gordon Grass Kempson, with many of the drivers carrying number 49 on their cars. With racing like this, though, I am sure he'll be smiling down on his much-loved club. Glenton Rebello takes his 2nd win of the day, a mere half a second ahead of Clippy's Kricher. Rob Gearing and Etienne Stradom taking it right to the line as well, only 0.6 of a second separating them. Glenton tells us a bit more about the car.
I'm one of the first guys to run the new Class X category, which is a turbocharged 1800 motor. I think it's the future for the class, for Class A. My God, the torque is enormous. It's just lots and lots of fun.
I had a great start from pole, led for the first couple laps, then passed by Rob, then passed by Etienne, pretty much in the same corner. Managed to get Etienne back, struggling with Rob, then something in the car went, fell back a chunk, just held on to the end of my race.
Jeff and I had a big moment side by side up in 5. After our little incident, Forbes and I, at the last race meeting, which you'll remember, we get a bit nervous going side by side, but really in the Lotus Challenge, you can hang it in there and it's really competitive, really tight. You couldn't wish for a better day.
I had a quiet day. I was 2nd all the time, so I just got to look at all the action around me. But yeah, we had a very, very good dice, both heats, and we're just glad that we brought the cars home in one piece.
Join us for more great action from the Midas Historic Tour after the break.